the TC MMA Podcast, providing you with a Khamzat Chimaev update ahead of UFC 294. So it's officially fight week, and we got fights on tap. We're ready to go, right? Khamzat versus Usman. If you didn't hear last week, Usman's taking a fight on late notice. Also, Alexander Volkanovski taking his fight on late notice. So you got two new fights. I think it's pretty well known in the MMA community by now. Islam versus Alexander Volkanovski, and Khamzat versus Usman. So let's get into Khamzat first, right? So Khamzat, yes, it is Boars Week. I hear you, Boars. Definitely Boars Week. The GOAT, thumbs up. I love it. Make sure you hit the like button while you're watching. Now, since it is Boars Week, let's get into Boars. All right. So he's getting this fight with Usman on late notice. It's a much tougher fight to me than Paulo Costa. Is he still going to win? Absolutely. Hands down, he's going to dominate this fight. Usman cannot handle Khamzat at middleweight. Welterweight would even be a tougher situation, primarily because he'd have to cut down the weight, right? He'd have to really get down in weight. That would be tough for him to do. So thankfully for Khamzat, this fight is at middleweight, where he's just going to absolutely dominate Usman. You see the training videos, it's not even close. I mean, Khamzat way more powerful than Usman. Now, Usman still has that KO power, believe it or not. I mean, you know, he lost to Leon Edwards twice. It'll be interesting to see him where he doesn't have to cut weight. He's still going to be 10 or 15 pounds lighter than Boars, aka Khamzat Chimaev, but, you know, that weight difference is going to be critical because the power game from Khamzat is going to be ridiculous. Will he be able to take down Usman? We did a clip on that last week. That's going to be very difficult and interesting. If he takes down Usman at will in this fight, if he decides to go that route, there's not a person on the planet that can stop him. Now, with all this going down, and what I told you would happen is happening, right? You got Bo Nickel now weighing in, saying they skipped me. They should have gave me the fight. I would have took down the UFC's boy, right? Remember when Khamzat couldn't get a fight, which is why at the same time we got to praise Usman for taking this fight, because Khamzat cannot get a fight against a top 10. Nobody wants to fight him. But now all of a sudden you're going to start getting people as he gets to the top. And believe it, he's going to be at the top when he wins this, because he's going to be fighting for the title against Sean Strickland when he beats Usman. But now you're going to start seeing people come at him because now you have nothing to lose, right? When a guy's below you in the rankings, so you're number 4, right, in any division, and there's a guy at 10 or 15 or even unranked chomping at the bit to fight you, you have nothing to gain. So nobody wants to fight him. And the risk reward here is not good if you're above Khamzat, because the risk is high and the reward is almost nothing. But now that Khamzat is moving up and he's getting in a position to maybe fight for the title, now you're going to start seeing fighters all of a sudden say, hey, I want to fight Khamzat, right? Because if I lose, I don't lose anything. I don't lose my ranking. If I'm number 8 and I fight number 2, I have nothing to lose. So now you're going to get all these guys to start to say, hey, I want to fight Khamzat. I want to fight Khamzat. No. Where were you 6 months, a year ago while Khamzat has been out? All you guys don't want to fight him. And now all of a sudden, you're all chomping at the bit to fight him. Big Boss 2011 weighing in saying it's a good time to be alive, Chris. No doubt. I can't wait, man. And I was really nervous because we have Little League football playoffs on Saturday. All of our games are on Sunday. This one's on Saturday. I'm like, I'm going to miss Khamzat's fight. But luckily, our game is at 8, and this fight goes down at 4. So I'm going to be able to see the fight and Islam's fight. So I'm freaking ecstatic. And Trey says, after Usman fight, I'll be waiting for this quote. Khamzat Chimaev is both the wolf and the goat. Yeah, we got to do another podcast, right? That was one of our biggest ones ever when we had that in the title, and nothing has changed. So maybe that's the thing now. When he wins, we just do the podcast. Khamzat Chimaev is both the wolf and the goat. Part 2, Part 3, Part 50, okay? When he gets the 3rd belt. People still think I'm crazy from last week when I said Khamzat is going to get the 3rd belt. Please believe it. He will be heavyweight champ one day too. And you're saying, Chris Cross, you're off your rocker, man. You're tripping. I'm not saying when John Jones is up there. I'm saying when John Jones departs the heavyweight division, it's going to be left wide open. Okay? It's not going to be very strong at that time. Francis Ngannou's not coming back anytime soon. John Jones is going to retire maybe even after the Stipe fight. I think that's why he wanted to fight Stipe, because he knows I'm going to beat Stipe pretty easily. And then I'm going to ride off into the sunset. Peace. Okay? Hopefully John Jones gets one more fight, because that'll give Khamzat time to get the middleweight title, hopefully get a crack at the light heavyweight. If he can steal that belt, then he could jump up to heavyweight, maybe when there's a vacant belt, or when you have a champion that just takes over the vacant belt. It's not really a true champion, a guy that Khamzat could potentially get in there with. He's going to be giving up 20 or 30 pounds, but he could beat a bigger guy. He could beat a heavyweight champion if it's not a Francis Ngannou, if it's not a John Jones, etc. If you have a Cyril Gane as champ, if you have a Stipe as champ. Okay, Sergey Pavlovich could be a problem though. Sergey Pavlovich could be a true heavyweight champion. That could stop Khamzat from getting that belt. But that remains to be seen. If he can get a fight against a regular old heavyweight that just happens to steal the heavyweight belt because John Jones is gone and Ngannou's gone, that's going to be Khamzat's opportunity to get the belt. Then you got also on the card, you got Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. I'm looking forward to that fight. Ikram Aliskerov, who's on our due list, I think at 20. He's going to be fighting. He's a tough out. What is he, 14-1 or something like that? So Ikram's going to be in there doing his thing. But the main event, okay? And by this time, I should be highly excited and having all the pressure drop because Khamzat gets the win. And please believe it, there's going to be a lot of pressure on me because we do so many Khamzat videos that he has to win this fight. If he doesn't win, I might not even watch the Islam fight. I'm going to be so freaking mad. It'll be like the Dolphins losing the Super Bowl. You understand what I'm saying? If your team loses the Super Bowl, that's the feeling I'm going to have if Khamzat loses this fight. I don't think it's possible, but hey, in a fight, anything can happen. So you have to be ready for the unthinkable. But Khamzat wins this fight, and then all of a sudden we get Islam and Alexander Volkanovski, and your boy could just sit back and chill, watch that fight, and watch how it goes down. Probably another 5-round battle. But I still see it going the same way. I still see Islam getting the W in this fight. I think actually Volkanovski is going to fight even better. You know, he's prepared for this fight. He doesn't really have to worry about losing weight. And I think people forget about this sometimes. You know, you say, how can Alexander Volkanovski compete with Islam when he's got to go up a weight class? But he don't have to worry about draining his body. Right? Most of the lightweights are 170, 175 pounds. They're getting down to 155, draining their body, and then going back up to 165, 170 by fight time. But at least you're fighting another guy that's doing the same thing. Charles Oliveira has a tough time making weight at 155. So if it's him and Islam, at least you're both depleting your body and building back up. You're not 100%, but either is the other guy. Volkanovski comes in, not have to worry about cutting any weight. He's fresh, he's 100%, and to me that gives him an opportunity. And Trey says, man, these days are passing so slowly now. Yeah. My days are passing fast, man, because I'm going to work. I got Little League football practice. I feel like I'm sleeping, working all day, sleeping, and this fight is getting here sooner and sooner. Thankfully, yesterday we got all the UFC 294 predictions done, so make sure you hit this like button in this video, help build this channel. But also, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe so that when you're going through your homepage on YouTube, you're getting to see those predictions. You may not want to watch every one, right? But you want to get all the fights and see what's going on. And we got all those predictions. And really, the prediction is 15 seconds. The preview of the whole fight and the breakdown, statistic-wise, is the majority of the video. So you want to get those. We do it real quick in 2 or 3 minutes, and we break it down fast. And we tell you what we're thinking on the fly. I don't sit there and look at the fights and make a decision. I go through the stats, boom, look at the guys they're fighting and make a decision that quickly. Boris says, I can't wait for the press conference, Chris. Yeah, me neither. I cannot wait for the press conference because you're going to get a lot of trash talking. You know, Usman's not going to back down. But I do want to see the look on his face when he realizes, like, he's sitting across from a big Khamzat Chimaev, not 170 skinny guy that's totally depleted like he was against Gilbert Burns coming into that fight. You're looking at a guy that's going to be 185 pounds at weigh-in, right? Might even be 186 because you get a pound, and then he's going to be up to about 200, 195, 200 solid muscle by fight time, and Usman can't deal with that. Khamzat's bigger, he's taller, he's stronger, okay? And Usman could defend the takedowns, but I don't know about that weight. He's good at defending takedowns against other 170-pound welterweights, But now you're dealing with a big Khamzat. Khamzat could come in there and bum rush him and start going for the KO, or he can go in there and try to shoot for a takedown. That's what I'm most interested at. Eric Helen, appreciate your videos. You deserve more views. I followed Khamzat since early days, and I've been waiting for a fight finally. Boars, I keep telling people 185-pound boar is a different animal. Completely different animal. Completely. He's the best at 185 pounds. People don't realize this because they've been seeing him going in welterweight. He's the best at 185, no question. 205, still really good, but the level of competition gets better, right? He's got to go up a little bit, okay? So he might go in there at 205, maybe 210 by fight time, where the other guys are 220, 215, 220. So he's giving up about 10 pounds there. So middleweight by far is his best division. Make no mistake about it. It's his best division, and he should go in there and dominate. I don't care about Kamaru Usman being the number one welterweight. I don't care about Usman holding a welterweight title for so long. I don't care about him being a legend. He's a legend in a different weight class. This is the middleweight division. Khamzat is dominating, and then he's coming after Sean Strickland, and the UFC better hold true to their words, because they can do what they did to Dricus du Plessis and tell him, hey, you got to fight in 3 months for the title. He didn't want that, okay? But they better not do something like that to Khamzat. Khamzat fights anyway. He's no Dricus. He's going to fight if it's in 3 months' notice anyway. But man, give this guy a proper camp so he can whoop Sean Strickland. Vlad Galu, keep the good work going. And Trey, I think Chimaev uppercuts Usman to the shadow realm. And I hope so, man. I hope. Listen, I don't need a 3-round war, okay? For my blood pressure and my sanity and the nerves that are going to be going through my body, right? At least in a football game, it's up and down. Even if you're down, you got 4 quarters, you can come back. Like in a fight, it happens fast, man. It happens fast. And if this fight drags out to the 2nd to the 3rd round, I'm going to be in panic mode. I'm going to tell you right now, because I think Khamzat should go out there and finish him in 1 round. Please believe it. Listen, we're going to bow out, man. We got to get going. Vlad Galu weighing in real quick saying, who's the better wrestler? Chris, it's going to be Khamzat by far. The interesting fight in the middleweight would be him and Bo Nickel. Not Bo Nickel now, but Bo Nickel 2 or 3 years from now. And that's why Bo Nickel's got to slow his roll. You ain't ready yet. You will be, but you ain't ready yet. And if there's someone that can take down Khamzat and maybe control him, that would be Bo Nickel. I don't see it happening, but if there's anyone that could do it, that would be him. Halen weighing back, and I'd love to see Khamzat pick Usman up and toss him around. Come on. Yeah, me too. But listen, y'all, I got to jump back to work, man. It's been real. Thank y'all for weighing in. And also getting in the chat. Super chats are always welcome, by the way. That's one way. You keep saying we'll get more, the channel needs more views. We need more this, that, and the other thing. First, I need to go live more, which we're starting at this week. Started it last week, but we're going to keep the live mobile streams going. I'm going to get these in on my lunch break. But y'all help me out with the super chats. That's really how you keep the live feeds going. And a lot of people telling me you need to do more live. You're going to get more followers, and I agree. We started doing the shorts too. So all that stuff. So help us out in the super chat. MMA Art. Last time Khamzat fought a top 5, he ate 114 punches and almost lost. He beat only Cans before that. Usman will stop the hype train. He had to squeeze down into 170 pounds. How many times do I got to say it? He had to squeeze down to 170 pounds. The guy's walking around like a brick house at 190, 195. The 170-pound weight class is not his division. The UFC should have gave him a title fight quicker. Let him get that, because then he would definitely be a 3-belt champion. Now it's going to be a little tougher. You go into UAE to watch the fight? No. I'll be sitting in my living room, chilling with the heat on, because it's cold as heck outside, watching the fight with my heartbeat pounding. Right? Heartbeat pounding, because I'm telling everyone Khamzat is going to win, and God forbid if the unthinkable happens, I'll never live it down. You know what I mean? But anyway, listen, this is your boy Chris Cross. Thanks for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all later. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Peace.